Hello and welcome to my new YouTube channel. My name is Ramon, and today I kind of want to be going over a live stream I've recently had. Um, in this live stream, I pretty much went over how I like to typically practice and go about breaking down reference and reconstructing it into my own style. So my first step is tracing, but not literal tracing to where you're like going over every single little detail. Instead, you're just going to be breaking the reference down into simple shapes that you can easily remember. And then after you finish your tracing, you're going to go over to the side and recreate the simple shapes that you have just made on your own. I think the reason this works for me so well is because it's kind of creating a muscle memory. It's kind of teaching you not to focus on the complexity of things and instead just really put your attention on the simple foundation of your drawing. Then you go into the smaller aspects of the drawing, stuff like the eyes, the nose, the mouth, all this good stuff. But the same method still applies. You are grabbing the absolute shape that it creates and just placing it into your drawing. If you don't understand exactly what you're looking at, go back to your reference, trace over the shape that it creates, and put it into your drawing itself. Personally, doing this, it helps me understand exactly what I'm looking at. It really simplifies the complexity of things. For example, on this drawing, the eye, if I didn't know what shape it really made, traced it over, turns out it's just a triangle. Put the sideways triangle in, boom, I have a very simplified foundation for the eye. Also, I do apologize that you can kind of see me switch off with my settings in here. At the time of this live stream, I was very new to this tablet pad thing that I'm using on the video. But as of now, I am a lot more confident with it, I'm a lot more comfortable, and because of it, I have noticed a lot more improvement these days. So once I get the whole foundation out of the way, I begin with the line work. And I tend to do maybe like 3 or 4 layers worth of line work until I really like the way it looks. But yet at the same time, I try not to focus all my attention on it because most likely I'm gonna end up painting over it anyways. A big tip I have for any beginner trying to go into digital art is to not be afraid to use the tools. I know when I first started, I felt like I should just do everything with just the brushes and eraser alone, but that is just not the case. You know, use everything down from the lasso tool, uh, the smudge tool, and even layer options like multiply layer, which I will be doing a lot of later on when I do the coloring. Talking about coloring, uh, this is the part where you put in your base layer. Base layers are just one simple color that you see. For example, the skin color, I chose like a whiter tannish look for it, and I just go in wherever there is skin, placed it in. I would say don't worry about any of the shading, any of the lighting, just place in that first simple base color. Once you get your base colors down, this is, for me, the funnest part. I add in a multiply layer, set it down to about like 50% or so. You can end up adjusting this as you go along. And then wherever you feel there is shading, you just go ahead and place that in. If you're not too sure, a good strategy or technique to use is to just make the whole painting or your reference photo in particular in a black and white. Doing this, it'll help you see the values more clearly, and you can then go in with your multiply layer and just shade in wherever there is shades. And for the lighting, you do the same exact thing except with the linear dodge layer. Set it down to about 50% opacity, maybe less, maybe even more depending on how much lighting you want to put in. You can adjust it as needed. But like I said earlier, play around with the tools, like especially the layer options that you have. I like to use the overlay layers as well as multiply and linear dodge, as well as even color dodge. At this point, it's your painting. Do what you like, do what you feel is right. It can very much be a learning experience if you let it, just by looking at the reference. The reference is there to help, but it's not there to guide you all the way. However you want it to look, that's up to you to decide. And now that we're entering the end of this painting, this is the part where I really start to use all the filters I have at my disposal, such as the brightness, contrast, the levels. I really just try to make the painting pop out a little more with the help of these tools. But yeah, that's really all I have to say for today. I really appreciate the view. I really appreciate you just watching. If you want to see some more, please subscribe. Please like the video. Go ahead and comment down below if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. Oh, also check out the live streams themselves. I live stream very often. If you want to check them out, there's a link in the description to my Twitch. I may even start live streaming here on YouTube. I'm not too sure. I think I've done it like once or twice. But yeah, that's all I have for today, and thank you so much for watching. Peace out.